As requested by many viewers, here's the full story of Nicholas Barclay and the Chameleon.
Somebody in this family knows what happened to this little boy. So Nicholas was 13 when he disappeared in 1994, and the last person to hear from him was his brother Jason. Apparently one night Nicholas was walking home from a friend's house, and he was never heard from again, until 3 years later they get a phone call from the police saying that Nicholas has been found in Spain. So at this point in time he would have been 16. His older sister would then fly to Spain to confirm his identity, and when she saw him, he now had dark eyes and spoke with a heavy French accent, but still, somehow she was convinced that this was indeed Nicholas. So they fly this kid back home to San Antonio, Texas, where he would once again live with his family. After his arrival, a documentary crew would follow the family around because this was such a big story at the time, and one of the men on that crew was actually a private investigator who eventually became suspicious of Nicholas. And after doing a few photo comparisons to Nicholas and this boy who returned, he concluded that this was not the same kid. In fact, it would later be proven that the boy who returned was a 23-year-old Frenchman named Frédéric Bourdin, who was later shown to be a professional imposter and had impersonated over 500 different people in the span of his life. But here's where it gets really weird. Frédéric actually said that during his whole stay at this house with this family, that he had a strong feeling that Nicholas's mother, sister, and brother were all very aware that he was not Nicholas. And upon his arrest, he actually stated that Nicholas's mother had confessed to him that Jason had killed Nicholas, and the whole family covered it up. Nicholas's father wasn't in the picture, and shortly after, his brother Jason would die of a drug overdose. And both the mother and sister to this day claim to have no idea what happened to Nicholas.
She told me that she know what happened to Nick, and she know that Jason killed him.
I suppose credibility for you is going to be a difficult thing on that story. But you think he's dead?
I know he's dead.
This guy was infamous in the 90s, and now he's on TikTok. What he did was pretty insane. He became known around the world for this one case. So he pretended to be a missing child from San Antonio, Texas in the 90s. He changed his hair color, tried to change his eye color in order to pretend to be Nicholas Barclay. When he was reunited with Nicholas's family, that's when got really dark. It's clear that he looks obviously nothing like this 13-year-old kid. Of course, this was a few years later, but still looks nothing like him. Yet the family, upon being reunited with him, embraced and accepted him as Nicholas. He said that even to him, he knew that something was deeply wrong when this family seemed to believe with no questioning that this French man with a heavy accent, obviously in his 20s, was their long-lost son, who would have been like 16 at the time. He was eventually discovered by a documentary team who found out his true identity. And when shit hit the fan and he was finally arrested, he told authorities that Nicholas's mom knew what really happened to Nicholas.
She told me that she know what happened to Nick, and she know that Jason killed him.
She even confessed that her oldest son had killed Nicholas, and the whole family covered it up. None of the family was ever charged, so Nicholas's remains remain missing to this day, and no proof was ever found that any of the family was actually guilty. But to this day, this man swears that they know what happened to Nick. If you find this guy on TikTok, please don't harass him. It's very clear that his life of crime and impersonations was in the past. He's just living his life now, so please be kind to him.
It's okay.
But you think he's dead?
I know he's dead.
I know my brother or my mother did not kill Nicholas. Accidentally, on purpose, whatever Frédéric said, it never happened. Why would we go pick up a stranger to hide something that didn't need to be hidden? Why would we go pick up a stranger to hide something